If you think you need hundreds of dollars to launch a successful SaaS business, that's because you have no idea just how powerful AI has become. I've just built this fully monetizable YouTube Learner app in Google AI Studio. Users can sign up and get 10 free credits, but once they run out, they'll need to upgrade their plan to Plus or Premium. And in this case, the system will safely redirect them to PayPal where they can complete their purchase. Now, if it's successful, they'll get 100 credits on the Plus plan and unlimited access on the Premium one. Now, all this backend was built only using free no-code tools Firebase and Make.com. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to connect payments to your apps so you can turn your ideas into profit. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Before connecting payments, you'll first need to design the front end of your app in Google AI Studio Build section. Then you're just going to connect Firebase authentication so users can sign in and sign up. And you're also going to link your Firestore database so you can save user information. Now, we're not going to go through these steps today because I taught you exactly how to do it in my last video. So make sure to watch that step-by-step tutorial if you don't know how to do this. In this video, I'd like to focus solely on payments. You can also go ahead and get my free guide I made for this video where I'll be sharing with you the specific setup steps for this app. And you'll also find a template there that you can just copy to your Google AI Studio to use for this tutorial. Now, let me quickly show you how app works right now without payments. Users can go ahead and sign in or sign up and then just upload any YouTube video link and hit to generate insights. Now, when they do it, two Make.com scenarios will activate. One of them will fetch insights from the Gemini API and give us this detailed summary. And another one will fetch the transcript with timestamps for this video. Now, once the video is processed, everything is saved in history. Users can also go ahead and create folders and organize their videos by just dragging and dropping them. As for our backend setup in the Firestore database, you'll see that in the users collection, we have the user I've just created. And inside it, we have a sub-collection called folders. Now, this is where all of our videos will be stored. We've got the main default folder, which is basically representing the history field of unorganized videos. You'll see that it's empty right now because our history is empty. So let's go ahead and just drag and drop any video here. And you'll see that a videos sub-collection was just added in the default folder. And if we go ahead and open it, you'll see the video that I've just dragged and dropped. And we're saving everything, the insights, the timestamps. Now, if we go back to the folders sub-collection, we'll see other folders. So let's go ahead and open one of them. And you'll see that the name of this one is Firebase Firestore, and inside we've got more videos. Now, if we head back to the users collection and press on our UID, you'll see that the only profile information we save it right now is the email and name. Now, here's where we're going to put all profile information like the plan or the expiration date. So let's go ahead and configure our payments. Now, for our first step, we're going to add the base of our payment system, which are the free users. So anytime a user signs up, they should automatically be set to free user and have 10 free credits. So in Google AI Studio, I'm just going to say above user profile, display a plan box. For now, all users are automatically set to free users. The box should display free plan, credits, aka videos analyzed. Each user gets 10 a month and an upgrade button. Now, when a user registers for the first time, their account should be set to free automatically with the following fields under their UID that we're going to write in Firestore. I'm going to say plan free, videos used 0, current month, for example, 11/20/25. Now, for the users that I have registered before implementing this payment system, I'm going to say if a user is registered and doesn't have these parameters in Firestore, add them there when they sign in. Automatically set the videos used parameter to the current amount of video documents in their profile. So for example, if I registered before implementing the system and added 4 videos, this parameter should be set to 4. Every time a user adds a new video, raise the videos used parameter by 1 point, and once it's set to 10, we're going to disable access and display that users should upgrade to use the system. Now, our free users get 10 credits a month, so I'm going to say each new month, reset the value current month when a user logs in to a new value, e.g. 12/20/25, reset the videos used parameter to 0, and I'm just going to send this prompt in. Now, once it's done, I'm just going to go ahead and sign in with the user I previously created. And if we go to Firestore, you'll see that the few parameters were just added under my UID. We've got videos used 4 because I already put in 4 videos. We've got plan free and current month, which is 11/20/25. Now let's go ahead and put in another YouTube video link and hit generate insights. Now, as you can see, it appears in history, and in Firestore, the videos used is now set to 5 from 4. Now, I just went ahead and added 4 more videos. Let's go ahead and insert the last one. As you can see, it's already telling me you have no credits left, but this video is still going to process. But now when I click new session, you'll see that I can't use the system anymore. It's disabled. I can't put any more links here, so it's working great. Now, the only thing, AI didn't add the plan box in the menu. It somehow only added it in settings. You see your plan, 10 out of 10 videos used. Let's go ahead and fix that. We're going to say the plan box should appear above profile in the menu UI with plan information, credits, and upgrade button, not only in settings. I'm going to send this in. And here it is. Now I had to adjust the design a little bit, but now I'm pretty happy with how it looks, and our base free user system is ready. Now, once our user presses upgrade plan, let's create an out plans page where users can view our pricing and click to choose a plan. And once they do it, we'll display some plan information and a continue to payment button that will lead them directly to PayPal. So in Google AI Studio, I'm just going to say when a user presses upgrade that plan from anywhere, display a page with our plans, free, plus, and premium. Our plans, free, which is 10 credits a month, plus 100 credits a month, which is going to be $20, and premium unlimited, which is going to be $40. Now, once a user presses to choose one of the plans, send them to the payments confirmation page, display the plan they chose, and a continue to payments button. Now, you're just gonna go ahead and send that in. And here it is. We've got a free, a plus, and the premium plan. Let's go ahead and choose plan in the plus plan. And as you can see, we've got some plan information right here and a continue to payments button. Let's go ahead and do the same in the premium plan. I'm going to hit choose plan. And as you can see, we now have premium plan information and also a continue to payments button. Now, our front end is ready. Let's go ahead and set up actual backend that is going to redirect our user to a PayPal payment link when they click continue to payments. So the first thing you're going to do is head over to a PayPal developer dashboard. And at the top, you'll see the switch to go from Sandbox mode into live mode. Now, a Sandbox mode is basically a testing environment PayPal created. I absolutely love it. You can fully learn how the API works and test out your app properly before it goes live without any major security risks. It is also super convenient. If you head over to testing tools and Sandbox accounts, you'll see that we can get 2 demo credentials, a business one and a personal one. So if you need to use a business dashboard in your app, you don't actually have to use your PayPal business account. You can use this demo one. And when you need to click to pay, you can use this personal account credentials to make a payment without using any of your actual money. In testing tools, we also have something called Webhook Simulator that can simulate any action coming from PayPal, like a user subscribing to your plan or canceling their subscription, so you can properly test out how it works. Now, once you've mastered the Sandbox environment and you fully understand the API, you can go ahead and just switch to live mode, change your credentials, and your users will be able to pay with their actual accounts. Now, make sure you have the Sandbox mode on, and then you're just going to head over to Apps and Credentials and click to create a new app. You're going to give it a name, choose merchant, and as you can see, it already shows up the business dashboard account it created for us. I'm just going to leave the default one. You can go ahead and create another one. I'll click to create an app, and you'll see that our YouTube learner is showing up right here. I'm going to go ahead and open it. And if you scroll down, you'll see the API credentials that we're going to use in the future, client ID and secret ID. Now, with your app created, you're just going to head over to Sandbox accounts, and we're going to have to log in into our demo business dashboard. To do this, just click on the name right here. And you'll see here that to log in into our business dashboard, you're going to have to go to this URL, sandbox.paypal.com. Now, this Sandbox subdomain is going to be used for all actions performed inside the Sandbox mode. Now, here you're just going to copy this email and this password and paste them in and log in. And as you can see, you're now logged in into this test store. I'm all rich now. Now, we don't have any product or plans created just yet. So you can head over to sales, subscriptions, and in subscription plans, you're going to click to create a plan at the top. Now, we don't have a product yet, so go ahead and click create a subscription product. You're going to give it a name and ID. You don't need to fill out any of those fields because we're just testing things out. You can fill all of them out once your app actually goes live. So you're going to go ahead and press next. And now, as you can see, your product is created. Let's head over to create a plan. I'm going to choose fixed pricing. And this is very important. You're going to go ahead and type out your plan name, which is going to be plus first. And you're going to say 100 credits a month and click next. Now, this is very important. You're going to choose your currency and scroll down to find the price field. I'm going to say $20 a month and click next. Now, here's your plan confirmation page. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're just testing things out. Go ahead and turn the plan on. And now in subscriptions, your plus plan for YouTube Learner will appear. Above plus, you'll see something called a plan ID. This is how we're going to identify this plan in the future. So you can go and save it to your notes somewhere. Now here, let's go ahead and click to create a new plan. I'm going to choose the same product, fixed pricing, but this time in the plan name, I'm going to say premium and continue. Now in the price field, I'm going to say that it's now $40 a month and next. And now on our plans dashboard, you're going to see this as well. Now at the top, you're going to see the plan ID. Go ahead and copy and paste it somewhere as well. To process actual payments in our app, we're going to create a make.com scenario that is going to call the PayPal API to subscribe this specific user and generate a payment link for them. Now, before the link is generated, we need to tell our backend who the user is that's subscribing, but we don't want to send any sensitive information like their email or unique user ID. So instead, we're going to send something called ID token that is generated by Firebase every time a user starts a new session. So I just asked Google AI Studio to console log all of the responses we received from Firebase authentication. And you can see here that it returns this temporary ID token. So as a first step in our make.com scenario, you're going to go ahead and add a custom webhook. And in advanced settings in data structure, you're going to request this ID token from our front end and set it to required. And we're also going to request a plan name so we know which plan the user is subscribing to the plus or the premium one. And we're going to add a second module straight away. It's going to be an HTTP request to our Firestore database to identify this user and then return their unique user ID so it's not passed through the front end. Here, you're just going to add this exact URL, but you'll need to add your own API key. To find it, you can head over to your project settings, and in the SDK you used for authentication, you can find it and paste it right here. Now, this is going to be a post request. You'll find all of the headers and the body setup in my free guide. No need to go through this right now. We're just going to request the content by the user's ID token, and this is going to return all the user information we need. Going to go ahead and save it. And now in Google AI Studio, we're going to connect our webhook before we test it. I'm going to say, when a user presses continue to payment, activate this webhook and paste in the link we copied from the first step. I'm going to say, send it two parameters, ID token from sign in, and plan, which is plus for plus plan and premium for the premium plan. Going to go ahead and send that in. Now, once it's done, you're going to head over to make again and go ahead and hit run once. And you're going to continue to payment for one of the plans, and you'll see that it worked successfully. Now you can go ahead and open the HTTP model output, and in the data, you'll see that it returned one user right here in collection. Go ahead and open it, and you'll see that it returns something called a local ID, which is the user unique ID that we actually need. Now for the next step, we're going to add something called a router to split our scenario into two paths. Now in filters, I'm going to say if the local ID, which is our unique user ID, does not exist, we're just going to send an error back to our front end, which is going to be invalid or expired ID token. And if that user ID in fact exists, we're going to continue to the next step. Now, this step is basically an authentication request to the PayPal API. We're going to send every time we use it. Think of it as kind of logging into your business dashboard and then creating a payment link. So you're just going to copy and paste this exact link right here. And as you can see, it's in Sandbox mode as well. Now, for the rest of the setup, you're just going to copy all of the steps from my guide. And once you scroll down to the username and password, here you'll need to add your actual app credentials from PayPal. So you're going to go back to your app and credentials in the PayPal Sandbox mode. And you're going to go ahead and paste in your client ID as username and your secret name as the password. Now, let's make sure our authorization step is working correctly. So you're going to go ahead and click run once right here. And in your Google AI Studio app, you're just going to press to continue to payment again. And as you can see, it works successfully. Let's go ahead and open the output. And here in data, you'll see something called access token that PayPal returns when we authenticate successfully. Now for our next module, we're going to add yet another fork in the road because the links that PayPal generates are going to be different for different types of plans. So here I'm just going to add a filter on the first row, which is going to be the Plus. And on the other one, it's going to be the plan, which is the premium. Now, the setup is going to be identical except for the plan ID. So let me go ahead and walk you through the first one. This module is going to be another request to the PayPal API, but this time to subscribe our user. You'll see here that it says /billing/subscriptions. It's going to be a post method. And in the headers, you're going to have to send the authorization header showing it that you basically signed in successfully with your access token. So in the barrow, you're going to go ahead and map out the access token you received from authentication. You're going to copy the rest of the setup. Now, in request content, you're going to copy this JSON format and you're going to change a couple of things. So the first thing is the plan ID. Remember that when we went to the business dashboard, we created several plans, and on the top of them, you saw this ID that I asked you to save. So for the plus plan, I have this ID. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it right here. You'll see that the user action is subscribe now. And you also see something called return URL and cancel URL. This is basically where PayPal is going to direct our user if the payment is successful or is failed. I'm just going to deploy my app in Google AI Studio and paste in the default link for both because we're going to be using a different method to identify if the payment was successful. Now, the last value is extremely important because we need to tell PayPal which user it is that is actually making the payment. So in custom ID, we're going to go ahead and map out our local ID, which is the UID received from Firestore. And you're going to go ahead and just save it. Before we continue, let's go ahead and run our scenario again and click to continue to payment. And as you can see, everything went well. We subscribed to the Plus plan, so you're going to see the filter that says 1. And if we open the output, you see that in data, 3 links were just generated. Now, these are the links that PayPal sends automatically, and we only need the first one, which is the approve URL. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to add an iterator that is going to go through all of those links and extract only the approved one. So in the iterator step, you're going to go ahead and map out the links we received from our PayPal subscription request and save it. And after our iterator, you're just going to add a filter saying that basically if the type of the link is approved, which is rel, you're going to save it and return only the approved URL, which is this href value, to our front end. So you're going to go ahead and save it. Now, let's tell our front end what to do with this. So I'm going to say when a user presses continue to payment, the webhook will return an approval URL, and I'm going to paste in the exact structure that it's going to receive, pass a response to extract the URL, redirect the user to that URL specifically. If there is no URL, display payment fail, and don't redirect the user to any other link. So sometimes you might get an error message and it just goes in and just redirects you to the PayPal homepage. We don't want this. We only want the specific subscription link. Once that's done, you're just going to go ahead and run your scenario once, continue to payment. And as you can see now, a PayPal lock appears right here. Now, you won't be able to actually make a payment in the preview mode, so go ahead and deploy your app. Now, once your app is deployed, you're going to go ahead and continue to payment. And this time you are actually redirected to PayPal. You just saw how a bunch of free AI tools can replace a developer. So if you're worried AI might replace you, honestly, you should be. But instead of being scared of it, I want you to master it. And this is why for this video, I've teamed up with Outskill to give 1,000 free seats to you guys for the 2-day live AI Mastermind workshop happening next weekend. Now, this paid training is usually worth $400 and gets you AI certified, but you can attend it completely for free as part of the Black Friday sale. In just 16 hours, you'll learn 10 plus AI-powered tools, master AI and Excel, sheets, and presentations, start building your own AI agents and workflows, and join an AI builder community to share your AI journey with. So if you'd like to get trained by expert mentors from companies like Microsoft, OpenAI, NVIDIA, Google, and more, people who have actually shaped the AI industry, join us next Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. EST. You can secure your free spot with my link in the description or by scanning this QR code. And let's get back to the video. Now, remember I told you that we have test personal credentials that we can pay with. So you can go ahead and just paste them in right here. So just copy the email and password and sign in. As you can see, it says John Doe at the top. So you can go ahead and agree and subscribe. Now you'll see in your make.com scenario that everything went well and the link was generated and we were able to pay, but we aren't going to see anything in the front end yet because our database doesn't know that the user has subscribed yet. Let's go ahead and fix that. Our next scenario is going to catch everything happening on PayPal's side and write it into our Firestore database. So say user just went in and subscribed to our service, it's going to add a field called status under the UID and put it to active and add more fields like the expiration date and the plan. Now, if a user goes in and cancels their subscription, it's going to change the status to cancelled and change the fields. So the first step in our scenario is going to be a webhook that is going to catch everything happening from the PayPal's site. So you're just going to go ahead and create a custom webhook and then just copy this URL from the first step. Now in PayPal, you're just going to go back to your API and credentials, find your app, and then you're just going to scroll down to find the Sandbox webhooks. Hit click to add a new webhook and paste in this exact make URL. Then we're going to hook that webhook to everything happening under billing and subscription. So just go ahead and choose this. So if subscription was activated, cancelled, created, expired, payment failed, we want to know all about it. So go ahead and hit save it. Now let's go ahead and test it out. You're going to head over to testing tools and the webhook simulator. And here just going to paste in the same URL. In event type, let's go ahead and choose something like billing subscription was activated and come back to make first and hit run once. And here you're just going to send that test. And in a moment, you'll see that everything went successfully. And in the output, we just saw that a billing subscription was activated. Now, this event type field is extremely important. This is going to tell you what happened. So it says activated. That means that subscription was activated. If it was canceled, it's canceled. And if it's expired, that means that the user canceled before and now they finally got to the end date of their subscription. Now, although we've tested this flow with our webhook simulator, it's not going to be the same because we can't really see the user UID and then write information in the database. So let's go ahead and hit run once again. And now in your deployed app, you're going to go ahead and choose a plan and just continue to payment and pay again with your credentials. Now, once that's done, let's go ahead and open the output and you'll see that right now it's a little bit different. Now, first of all, when you open the resource right here, you'll see something called custom ID, which is our user UID will use to identify who they are and write that information in the database. And you'll also see something called a plan ID, which now actually correlates to a plus plan. This is the exact ID I copied in my PayPal business dashboard. Now, this webhook is going to listen to all actions happening in PayPal, but for now, let's just go ahead and handle the activated part when the user hits subscribe. So here, you're just going to add another fork in the road, and I'm going to add a couple of filters right here. So on the first path, I'm going to add a plus filter, which basically means that the plan ID equals to the plus plan ID I set. So I'm going to choose the plan ID from the webhook URL. And then I'm just going to manually enter this number I got from a business dashboard. And I'm going to do the same for the premium plan. If you open the filter right here, I've just changed the plan ID and that's all. Now, the other steps are going to be very similar, but for the plus plan, I'm just going to add Google Cloud Firestore update a document. You're going to have to add a connection here. If you don't know how to do this, I made a very detailed tutorial in one of my last videos, so I'm going to link the video with the timestamp in my free guide. Now, once you've configured your connection in project, you're just going to choose your app you got from Firebase, and you're going to map out the document path, which is going to be /users/ the unique user ID we've got from PayPal. Now, here you can decide what information to write in your database. For me, I would just like to add the plan ID the user subscribed to, plan, which is going to be plus in this fork, credits are remaining, which is going to be 100. So for the plus plan, we have limited credits. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Now, period start when the user subscribed, and period end, which I'm going to map to the next billing time right here, so we know when the subscription expires. Next up, we've got two fields that are extremely important, so don't skip them. One of them is the subscription ID, which I'm going to map to a resource ID. Now, without this field, your users won't be able to cancel their subscription because this is how PayPal identifies subscribed users, so make sure to include it. And the last one is probably the most important one, which is going to be the status, and we're going to map it to the resource status. Now, if this field is going to be active, our users will be able to use the system. If it's expired, they won't be able to use the system. If it's canceled, something else will appear. So this value is very important. So go ahead and save it. Now, since we already tested it out, I'm going to go ahead and click to run the scenario with existing data and just choose our latest run we did when we subscribed again through our app. And as you can see, everything worked successfully. You got the filter, which was the plus plan. And in the output, you're going to see that everything went successfully. When we go back to our Firestore collection users and find that user, you'll see that all of the fields were just added. We've got credits remaining 100. And we also got the period start, period end, the plus plan, plan ID, status is active. Now for a premium plan, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but we're just going to change up a couple of fields. So in plan ID, you're going to map up the plan ID, and in plan, you're going to say premium this time. We don't need the credits remaining because the premium plan is unlimited. You're going to add the period start, period end. Of course, don't forget to add your resource ID and status and just go ahead and save it. Now, let's go ahead and test out how it works. I'm going to go ahead and run the scenario once. Click to upgrade to the premium plan. I'm going to go ahead and pay right here. And once it's finished, you'll see that it now caught that it was the premium plan. And in our Firestore database, the information was just updated. So I am now a premium user and my subscription is active. Now, once you're happy with how your scenario works, go ahead and save it and put it to active. Make sure you did that with our previous processing scenario as well. And now we just need to tell our Google AI Studio app to listen for changes in our Firestore document. So if a user goes ahead and hits subscribe, the status is now set to active. So our front end now needs to unlock all of the features. So in AI Studio, I'm just going to say, when a user is in our app, listen to Firestore for changes in the user/UID document in status field. If the field doesn't exist, user remains free. If the field status turns active, user is now a subscriber. Check the following fields in the document to determine the type and display the correct elements in the UI. Now, plus plan will have the following values, plan ID, and I'm just going to put the plan ID right here. We copied from our business dashboard. Plan is going to be plus, and credits remaining is going to be 100. Unlock the new session button and update the plan box in the menu to 100 credits. So it says 10 out of 10. I wanted to say 100. Change free to plus and leave the upgrade plan intact. So if they decide to upgrade to premium, now every time a user goes ahead and adds a new video, subtract 1 credits from the credits remaining field and display credits used in the UI. Now the premium plan will have the following values, plan ID, and I just put in the different plan ID we got from the business dashboard. Premium, unlock new session button and update the plan box in the menu. Change plan name to premium. This users have unlimited access, so you're going to remove the upgrade plan. For both plans, use the period end value to display expiration date in the plan box and settings. So you're going to go ahead and send this prompt in. Now to test these changes properly, you're going to go ahead and deploy your app. And once it's deploying, let's also go to our Firestore database and clean our records. I'm just going to delete all of the plan subscription fields from my record in Firestore. So everything is clean and works as if I've never subscribed. I'm just going to open our deployed app URL. And as you can see, I just had the 10 credits that I've already used. So I'm going to go ahead and hit subscribe. And this time I'm just going to subscribe to the plus plan. And as you can see, I've just paid, but the box is still remaining free. We're going to fix that in a moment. And in just a moment, you'll see that it now turned plus. Now, the user didn't see a payment verification loader, which we're going to add in a minute. Now, let's go ahead and actually upgrade our plan to premium and see how that works. So I've just gone ahead and paid with the same credentials right here. And as you can see, the system has now reloaded and now it says I'm a free user. This is the bug we're going to fix in a moment. And in just a minute, you'll see that it was updated to premium and it says unlimited right here and the expiration date. Now, the only thing left for us to fix is when a user goes ahead and pays with PayPal and then they come back, it shows that they're a free user once the payment is processing. We don't want this. So in Google AI Studio, you're going to insert this prompt. If status field in the user document is set to approval pending or active pending, in the plan box display verifying your payment loader. Now those basically are the statuses PayPal sends through the webhook once the payment is processing. So you're going to go ahead and send this prompt in. Now I just went in and redeployed the app and cleaned up my Firestore record. So now when I go ahead and press to upgrade and choose one of the plans, gonna pay. And as you can see, when we're coming back, now it says verifying your payment. And once it's done, I now can see that I'm on a plus plan, so it never shows that I'm actually a free user. our users can now upgrade the subscription to Plus and Premium, but if you head over to settings, you'll see that they can't cancel it yet. So let's go ahead and add it. Are you trying to build a custom app for your work or business, but struggling to automate the backend? Well, building these apps is my absolute passion, and I've built hundreds of these for my clients. So if you want to learn how to do it, feel free to book a personalized session with me where I'll teach you how to build the apps you need, or shoot me an email if you want me to do it for you and I'll give you a quote. You'll find all the links in the description, and let's get back to the video. First of all, let's just add it on the front end. So I'm just going to say add a cancel subscription button in user settings in your plan box. When it is clicked, display a pop-up form. We're sorry to see you go, and if failed to choose the reason why they cancelled. Now, once the reason is chosen, users can confirm cancellation. If they choose other, add a field to enter the reason why, which is optional. Now, once that's done, you can now see that I have the cancel subscription button right here. I'm going to go ahead and click it. And here I can go ahead and choose any reason. If I choose other, this form field pops up and I can go ahead and click to yes, cancel. Now, this works on the front end, but there's no back end yet. So let's go ahead to make and add the scenario to cancel subscriptions. Our first module in our cancellation scenario is going to be a custom webhook. And in data structure, we're just going to catch the ID token we got from Firebase. And for the next step, we're going to repeat the second step from our PayPal processing scenario. We're just going to send a request to our Firebase to check if this user exists with this ID token. Now, let's go ahead and add this scenario into our Google AI Studio. I'm just going to say, when a user presses yes, cancel, activate this webhook, send it these parameters, ID token from the current session, reason, select the value from the dropdown, explanation in case the user entered Y after choosing other value. I'm going to go ahead and send this in. Now, click to run your scenario once, and you're going to go ahead and click to cancel a subscription. I'm going to choose other and say, I hate you. And in make.com, you'll see that everything went correctly, and we've just found our user in Firebase. Now, we have just identified the user by their ID token, and that returned a unique user ID, but you'll see here in output, it didn't actually return important fields like the subscription ID. We need to cancel the subscription. So for this, we're going to have to send another request to Firebase to access those fields. So I'm going to add a step, Cloud Firestore, get a document. Now here, you're just going to add your connection, choose your project, and then you're going to go ahead and map out the full path. So it's going to be projects, the name of your app, databases, default documents, users, and here you're just going to map out the local ID we got from the second request. You're going to go ahead and save it and run the automation again with existing data. And you'll see here in the output, we found a user, we have the name, and in fields, it has just returned the subscription ID we were looking for. Now let's send a request to the PayPal API to cancel the subscription for this subscription ID. But before we do this, remember that we have to sign in first. So the first request you're going to send is the authorization request. So we get the access token, just like we did in our first scenario. And for the second PayPal API request, you're now going to send it to this URL /billing/subscriptions/ map out the subscription ID field we found from Firebase /cancel. They're going to repeat the rest of the steps. In the authorization header, don't forget to map out the access token you got from the first step. And now in PayPal request ID, you're going to say value cancel, and then you're just going to map out the subscription ID again and say now. Now, you're just going to save it. And for our last module in this scenario, let's send a 200 response, meaning that the subscription was canceled successfully. Now, let's tell our app what to do once it receives the response. I'm just going to say, once the cancellation webhook is activated, display a loader, canceling subscription. When you receive a 200 response, display subscription canceled. You're going to send this prompt in. And now let's run once and cancel our subscription. I'm going to choose a different reason and say yes, cancel. And as you can see, it now shows subscription canceled in the UI. And you'll see that everything worked successfully in the backend as well. So go ahead and save and activate the scenario so it now runs in the background. Now you'll see in Firestore, once you actually canceled the subscription, our scenario caught this and the status is now canceled. But there are a couple of things that are wrong with this. Like for example, the period end is now set to null, which is not good. So we're going to fix our PayPal status update scenario by just adding another module. I'm just going to copy our update a document step, but this time I'm going to change the filter. I'm going to say if the event type is equal to billing subscription canceled, And then in the actual document fields, we're going to leave everything the same, but I'll remove all of the fields here and just leave the status that is now going to change to cancel. So this way, the rest of the fields stay the same. Now, I want this to be the only path that tracks the subscription cancellation. So in our premium and plus filters, I'm going to add another and condition. I'm going to say if event type does not equal to billing subscription canceled, and save it. I'm going to do the same for the premium plan and save it. Then you're just going to go ahead and save the changes in this scenario. You can test it out again to make sure everything's working correctly. And now we're just going to go back to our front end and tell it what to do when the status turns canceled or expired. So I'm just going to say, if a user cancellation is processed successfully, do not revoke access, keep the user active. If a status in the UID states cancelled, the user is still a subscriber. Now, if the plan field is premium, the user should still have unlimited access to the platform and paste in as many links as they want. And if the plan is plus, they should still be able to use up the credits in the credits remaining field. In both cases, the plan should indicate the period end as the active until value. Now, if the status turns expired, indicate it in the UI and revoke all access, the user is back to the free status. Now, if it turns failed, also indicate it in the UI and say, we failed to process your payment, try again and revoke access. And now I'm just going to go ahead and press cancel. And now you'll see that in the box it says plus cancelled and active until period. And if I go to start a new session, I can still use up my credits, which is perfect. Now, after a user cancels their subscription, it's going to expire, say, a couple of weeks from now. So when that happens, our PayPal webhook is going to update the status value in our Firestore database to expired. So let's go ahead and change it manually for now. And you'll see that in the UI, it now states subscription expired. Your plan has expired. Now let's change it to payment failed. And it now also shows it in the UI. Now we just created a successful payment system where users can subscribe to the Plus and Premium plan and also cancel their subscription. But right now, all of this is happening in Sandbox environment. So once your app actually goes live, you're gonna have to switch from the Sandbox mode to live mode and replace all of your credentials and plans. Now you'll find a detailed checklist in my free guide so you don't forget anything. And that's it. You're gonna make money with your apps. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. Now I'm also planning to make a video on how to configure Stripe payments in your Google AI Studio apps. So make sure to comment down below if you'd like to see it. And if you have any other video suggestions, make sure to leave them down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.